What is up everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be unboxing the DJI OM4 Gimbal. This is basically a smartphone stabilizer. Pretty much what it does is, it's sort of like a selfie stick, but it stabilizes your phone footage if you want to make super cinematic footage. It also is very good for making maybe short films, even taking really steady photos, time lapses, hyperlapses, pretty much all of the above this can be used for. So starting off, this is a pretty heavy box. It's got some weight to it. There are some steps in the back here on how to install it and what apps to download for it. Of course, you can visit YouTube on how to set it up and all of that. I will be setting it up in this video. If you are looking at buying it, it will be up there at 239 Australian dollars. It is quite a pricey device, but it definitely is worth the money. So once again, we're going to be starting off with peeling off the plastic. So the box does seem to be sealed here. So, as you can see, when we first opened the box, we agreed to buy a slogan, create magnetic moments. The DJI OM4 uses magnetic locking for attaching the gimbal to your phone. You have two options for applying it to your phone. Either you can use a clamp that is provided, which goes around your phone, or, not shown here, but you can also use an adhesive sticker which is stuck to the back of your phone and is permanently there. So now, opening the box, on the left side, we have instructions on how to apply the adhesive to the phone, and also instructions on how to apply the clamp to the phone. On the right side, we have a little bag for the gimbal. The gimbal does shrink down to a fairly small size. It's about the size of an iPhone 12 Pro Max. The package that we had on the left side is the instruction guide on how to apply the adhesive magnetic clip onto the back of your phone. I will not be doing that today as I do not want to make it permanently attached to my phone. Instead, I will be applying the clamp today. For those of you who will want to apply the permanent magnetic adhesive, there is an alignment guide for your phone, and this is what will stay on your phone forever. Inside the pouch, we also have some special dust collectors and also some alcohol wipes to remove any dust when applying it. And then below that, we have, of course, the instruction manual, insurance, all that sort of stuff is all packed in here. And then on the right side of the package, we have the lovely DJI pouch to keep your gimbal inside. So now we are onto the main package, the DJI OM4 Gimbal. Starting off on the left here, we have a tripod mount for the gimbal. This has three legs that can expand into a fairly stable position, allowing you to have steady frames for when filming or taking photos. It can simply be screwed onto the bottom of the DJI gimbal. Underneath that, we also have a charging cable for the gimbal. It charges via USB-C. Unfortunately though, you will need a USB-A type charging brick to charge this. Luckily, I have one from Apple that I can use, as I used that with my old iPhone. In the middle of the box, we have the DJI mount. Now this mount pretty much fits on most phones. If you do have a phone that is a bit slimmer, they do give you an adhesive that you can stick to the back of this. I will go ahead and try and apply it to my iPhone 12 right here. So it's pretty simple. You just attach one side like this, and then you pull across to the other side. As you can see, it has a pretty steady fit, and it also looks quite good as well. As said before, the gimbal is very compact and very good for using to travel. Also, as mentioned before, if I put it on top of my iPhone 12, it is pretty much the same size. The only difference is maybe this part here is a bit bigger than the iPhone itself. In other words, this is an absolutely amazing size for portability. There are little indicators here for where you need to lock it in when you're packing it away. It's pretty simple to put it together. Done. So it's not hard at all. Again, you just need to line up the dots right here, pull down the top part, and in it goes. Now, in terms of weight, the gimbal has got a slight fair amount of weight to it, but it's also pretty easy to hold in one hand. The material on the grip here is also very nice. I love that a lot. Especially on the joystick, we have the same material, very nice material. Here we have the zoom, which you can change in the DJI app, and then you have the power button and the record button, and of course the joystick. At the front, we have the trigger. On the side, we have the USB port. One thing that I didn't mention before is that you can actually, in fact, use this port and also this port here to charge your phone. So let's say that you have your phone mounted onto the DJI. You can plug a USB-C cable into here and then plug that into your phone with a USB-C to Lightning cable. Or you can use this port to charge it. Same with here. You can also use this port to charge your gimbal. Time to peel off some more plastic. Again, just lovely materials by DJI here. All so smooth, all so perfect, defined, everything. I absolutely love this gimbal. At the bottom here, there is a little area where you can put a wrist strap on in case you're worried about dropping it. And of course, the screw down here is for the tripod mount. When applying the tripod, it's pretty simple. You just screw it on like so. And once again, DJI have provided a dot for lining up so that you know when to stop screwing. And that is what the gimbal looks like with the tripod on it. In terms of axis rotation, it is not full 360, but it is pretty much a full rotation, as you can see right there. In terms of swivelness, this thing does swivel a lot, but once you turn it on, it is very, very steady. So, applying my phone to the magnetic clip, let's see how it works. As you can hear and see, that is a very strong grip that we have straight away there, and it fits perfectly. This is one of the biggest iPhones in the game currently, and as you can see, it just fits in terms of space down at the bottom there. Bear in mind, this is with a case, so that size gap can be reduced. As for powering it on, like I said before, we just press this button down here, and we hold it down to make the gimbal go into place. As you can see there, now the gimbal is active, it is keeping my phone in a steadier place, and now if we turn it off, you can see that my phone drops down to where gravity is pulling it to. The first use that I want to talk about is the trigger. The trigger is used for keeping your phone in the exact place that you want it to be in. So let's say I want to keep it in the position that it's in right now. All I do is I hold down the trigger. Now I can move the phone in any which direction, and as you can see, it stays there no matter what. Once I let go, it can freely move around. And of course, we have the joystick control. The joystick control can be used to, of course, as what it sounds like, to move the phone around. At default, the rotation speed isn't that quick, but you can easily change this in the settings of the DJI app. I would like to leave it slow as this is a stabilization machine. So technically you don't want to be making too many rapid movements with it. But as you can see, it is very smooth in all ways. Now, if we wanted to, say, do a photo and we wanted to have the camera either landscape or portrait, or even when we're filming and we want to just get to that straight away, we can click the M button or the power button twice. Clicking it twice will switch it first into portrait mode, and then secondly into landscape mode. You can then toggle which direction you want your camera pointing in. Clicking it 3 times will then reset the gimbal to how it was before. As you can see, when we load into the DJI app, we will have the pop-up at the top saying that a DJI device has been found. So first we want to click on the camera and it will give us the terms of use. Then it will come up with a list of devices that you might have active. In this case, it's the DJI OM4. So now we click next and it will prompt you to make an account or log in. Once you have signed in, you will get the message saying to install your phone to the gimbal. I have already done that, so I'll just click activate. Right now it will be activating, it will be registering your device information. After that, it will then ask you to purchase DJI's basically insurance. Now, in my opinion, it probably is worth it, but if you can take care of your DJI, then you probably don't need to worry about it. Although the amount of money that you are spending on this, it is probably worth it to invest a small amount of money for the DJI insurance. After everything is done, it will say that you've successfully set up your DJI, as you can see right here. It will run you through a bunch of things that you need to do to set it up. Some things that I didn't mention about the trigger at the front is if you press once and then press and hold, you will enter sports mode. It pretty much allows you to run really fast with the gimbal and still have very well stabilization. As you can see, you do charge the gimbal with USB-C, but you can also use it to charge your phone as well. After that introduction, it will make you install a firmware update, which isn't too big at all. It is only 0.5 MB. During this installation process, it will reset the gimbal, so your phone might fall down for a second. Once the firmware update is complete, it will reset the gimbal back to how it was. As you can see, once it is done, it will allow you to go into the DJI camera. You can use your phone's normal camera if you would like to, but the DJI camera app has slightly more features, as you can see at the bottom here. At the bottom, it allows you to do video, slow motion, dynamism, it allows you to switch cameras, and it allows for story mode, displays the level of battery on the device and also on the gimbal, and additional settings are also up here. You will then get the additional option to turn on a grid, glamour effects, or the M button. As you can see, if I want to track my AirPod Pros here, all I have to do is drag and color in the object. This will create a green box around it, and whenever I move my phone, the gimbal will automatically track it and keep the eyes on it. This is called Active Track 3.0, and it will always stay looking at the object. This is very good for certain things, whether you're tracking something in a car, a boat, something that's running at speed even. If you would like to see a future video of me showcasing some of the features of the DJI Gimbal, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. If you guys have enjoyed this video, again, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it around. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.